Okay, this is my history to give you some sense of what I've done. I feel I need to explain this a little bit. I know this thing is washed out, and I don't know how to do some magical thing with the... No, where's fix projector? Oh, okay. All right, so each little image is from a paper, and so this is my PhD. Up the top is river networks, and it was a big data thing because it was satellite. We ended up getting satellite data for continents. That's the Mississippi up there, and looking at the structure of these natural branching networks. And then there was a deep connection to branching networks inside us, right? Our blood networks. If you've taken complex networks, I talked about that a lot there. Natural branching networks appear everywhere for supply and gathering, so they're really important things. And they have this nice fractal scaling thing. Scaling is going to be the first content part of the course. So we'll talk about lots of pieces there. Anyway, so I've been, and I come from, so I did 6 years of undergrad at Melbourne Uni, and it was, which sounds wrong, right? That does not sound right. So, but it was a double degree thing, and I didn't know what I was doing. So it was electrical engineering, which wasn't great. I mean, I did well, but I didn't, it's not what I wanted to do with my life. And then science, right? So the 2 4-year degrees stuck together. And science was all math and all theoretical physics. And it's not like here, right? So you don't take, any other kind of course. There was only one non-science course I took, which was the history and structure of the English language, which seemed like a crazy thing to do, to take a course that wasn't math. But it was the best course that I took. All right, so there's all sorts of other things in here. A lot of this becomes about social things. We'll talk about some of this. This is spreading of disease. This is about fame. This is a really well-cited paper now. This is about influence and how things spread, which has become, well, it's always been important, but it's become more and more important to think about. Lots of things about social contagion in here. Then it gets to stuff about happiness. We've been measuring happiness for a long time. This is really hard to see, isn't it? But these are sports, for example, like there's the shapes of games, the score differentials. So this becomes more about stories. Here's Harry Potter. This is shapes, the emotional arcs of stories. Neuroscience is in here as well, but it's still social contagion. This is measuring whether people feel happy when they go into parks or not in San Francisco. So lots of things in here. But there's been a trend towards stories and language, I would say.